Alright everybody, welcome to the Skylanders Giants Let's Play here on the YouTube channel. My name is Twilight Aegis. We're bringing this to you as just a Let's Play to focus on the story. Just like with Spyro's Adventure, which we just wrapped up very recently, we are going to be focusing on the story. So when we do future Skylocks and everything, and we're skipping cutscenes, if anyone has questions about the story, this will be some recorded Let's Plays for them to come watch, so then they can understand what's going on, if they choose to do so. Let's head right into it. We're gonna be attempting this on hard difficulty. I like to play the series on hard because I like difficulty in video games. We are only using one Skylander per element. That could prove to be difficult in certain situations. We're kind of just gonna have to see how this goes. It's been a long time since I played one of the games on a hard difficulty with a limited amount of characters to use. This is, of course, a new feature to Giants compared to Spyro's Adventure. Spyro's Adventure does not have a difficulty setting. Giants introduces that, and the rest of the series has it, which is nice, because I do wish I could make Spyro's Adventure more difficult. But here we go. We're heading right into Skylanders Giants.
Where am I? Oh, wait! I remember now. It was Eon and those miserable Skylanders who banished me to this idiot wasteland. Note to self, after I take over Skylands, come back and destroy this place!
I'd like to see you try, Chaos.
Who said that? Well, well, look what we have here. Mighty Skylanders, frozen with fear in my awesome presence.
If I could move, I'd be dropping the hammer on you right now.
Yeah!
Oh, yeah!
Aw, but you can't, can you? Know why? Because I am a portal master, and you're not. And in case you hadn't noticed, my powers far exceed any of yours. Glumshanks.
Lord Chaos? Oh, I've been looking everywhere. You seem to be someplace called Earth. I believe it's the homeworld of those portal masters.
I've already figured that out, fool. And because of my superior awesome abilities, I am well on my way to devising a plan for my escape. And there it is!
A portal?
Exactly! These foolish human fools have obviously underestimated me. So long, Sky Losers!
Oh, sir, I don't know if that's a good idea. I mean, portal masters aren't supposed to use portals on themselves.
Silence, Glumshanks! Now, prepare for my triumphant return!
Greetings, Portal Master. I am Eon, and I have come to guide you on a great journey. Welcome to Skylands, a magical world of wonder and adventure, protected by the greatest heroes ever known, the Skylanders. It had long been my duty to watch over the Skylanders and lead them, but this task has been given to you. And now you have found a giant, which is why I have sought you out. Giants were the first Skylanders from long ago, and they have not been seen in Skylands for a very long time. I believe you have found them for a reason. To better understand, let us look back 10,000 long years, to a time when Skylands was ruled by an evil empire of robots known as the Arkeans. This was a dark time for Skylands. The peaceful Mabu had been taken from their homes and forced to build massive monuments for the evil Arkeyan Empire. But the iron rule of the Arkeyans would give rise to a new age of heroes, the Skylanders. Now, place one of your Skylanders on the portal of power.
All right, and here we go. Sorry for not addressing anything in chat during that. I wanted to be quiet. But anyways, we're not taking Skylander requests during Let's Play recording because I have a set roster I'm allowed to use. So I went ahead and I refunded your core crystals for you there. But anyways, welcome Little Goat Man, welcome Moose. There's that jug that was owed to you. Alright, and here's the posture check that is owed to you. Okay, I think it is only fitting to start with this character.
Be afraid of the bug.
Well done, Portal Master.
Alright. T-Rex is going to be our life representative. As I mentioned before starting this recording, and obviously those watching on YouTube will not know this. First off, let's break this, by the way. It gives us a Wing Sapphire. But I went back and forth between which starter pack character I was going to use. Between Series 2 Cinder, Jetvac, and T-Rex. I decided to choose T-Rex because if you're doing just a normal Let's Play, you gotta use T-Rex. You gotta use T-Rex, and I love T-Rex as well. So I've got no complaints there using them. So I ended up deciding T-Rex is going to be our life representative here.
To clear this debris.
But we do have 4 giants we will be using. We have 2 brand new cores. We have a Series 2 Skylander, and we have a Light Core. We will be going into what all of that means when it comes to Series 2, Light Core, all of that whenever we get there. Yeah, so for those who don't know, I did mention in Spyro's Adventure. Did I restart all characters? Yes, I did. I did, don't worry. I actually restarted it before all of the streams today. Okay, that'll actually reveal a bounce pad to us. We'll go up here, get a little bit of change. But the way that I choose is that I can have 1 character per element. I need to make sure I have every kind of Skylander represented. In this case, a Series 2, a Giant, a regular core, and a Light Core, which we do. And I have to at least have 1 of the starter pack characters in
Push the stubborn creature out of the way.
In that roster as well, and T-Rex is covering that. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then we will clear these turtles out of the way. We got a treasure chest. Fun fact, giants can actually open treasure chests much faster. Did I say that right? Treasure chests. I feel like I didn't say the word chests right. They can open them faster than a regular Skylander, which is kind of cool. Giants have these just little things about them that kind of sets them apart besides their size. And their health, by the way. They have way more health than a normal Skylander, which kind of makes sense. We're going to go ahead and drop down here.
Stay back, you things! I'm warning you!
Bone Chompy.
Alright, we got Bone Chompies. First off, T-Rex can slam the ground.
I knew one day help would come, and here you are. Quickly, follow me!
Alright, let's grab these experience orbs over here. His secondary attack is a charge, just like that. We'll use it in combat. But sometimes I use that to kind of speed him up a little bit.
Listen, everyone! The Skylanders are here! They're gonna free us so we can get home! We're safe! I know a secret way into the tunnels, but we need you to take care of the guards.
My name's Gigantus, and I want to help too. I might be a little thick-headed, but maybe I can show you a few things. It's good to be giant, because you can do stuff like this.
Okay, he literally just chucks that boulder. But Gigantus there kind of will show you what giants can do and what's unique to them. We got a chicken leg over here. We're gonna just grab that. We got these statues looking like Chomp Chomp, which is kind of cool.
Giants can lift these
So giants can lift up boulders. These can actually be thrown, and if they hit an enemy, they will do damage. So they're not just obstacles you can get out of your way. They are also weapons. So that can be pretty useful. Although they do leave you pretty wide open if you're surrounded. We have a soul gem immediately right here for the brand new Life Skylander. Shroom. I really like Shroom Boom. Actually, when I was first determining the roster for Giants, before I decided on T-Rex, I was going to be using Light Core Shroom Boom. And then at the last minute, I decided, you know what, instead of Series 2 Cinder, I'm going to be using T-Rex. I also did keep Jetpack in mind quite a bit.
Another cool thing giants can do in certain places. Geronimo!
I did really go back and forth between all three, but Jetpack was the first one that I counted out.
To leap down and break
I love Jetpack, I really do. However, we have used Jetpack quite a bit on the channel, and I wanted to kind of show some other characters that haven't got as much time some love. So that is a little hint. The air character is not Jetpack. It could be a Series 2, or it could be a giant. We will see. There we go. There are no elemental zones in this level, although we're not really paying attention to those for these casual Let's Plays, but I thought I would mention that. Let's go down here real quick, because there is a story scroll. Alright, let's grab this.
Despite such snowy conditions, those who reside in the frozen wastelands have never seen an avalanche. Residents are known to throw bombs off the side of the islands in hopes of triggering one. Just to have a story to tell their children, I suppose.
No, it's been a long time since I've also heard the giant story scrolls. Honestly, that also goes for basically every story scroll. It's just been a while since I've listened to them. But the Frozen Wastelands, isn't that the area in Swap Force? Where you go and you find the Frosthound? I mean, I know that it's not like the level's name, but isn't that the area of Skylands you go to? Alright, here we go. We've got a Feat of Strength. Well, actually, no, not a Feat of Strength. A Giant Feat, whatever these are called. I'm just used to calling things Feat of Strength. We'll get to those soon. You can drop in the hole that Gigantus made, but you will not land here with the treasure chest. So, you will just land right in here in this Chompy Pit.
This is a Chompy Pit. An unpleasant place Arkeyans often put prisoners. Defeat all the enemies in here to open this gate.
Alright. Much simpler explanation than what Bloggers gave us. Also, one cool thing giants can do is they can literally just step on Chompies. Chompies will instantly die if a giant walks into them. So that's pretty useful here. Okay, we get a little bit of money. We have an Arkeyan Jouster. So, if you can't tell, this game is really going to build upon the Arkeyans, which we got a little bit of a taste of in Spyro's Adventure. There we go, take care of you.
Good job. The gate is now open.
And that is one thing I really like about this game. I think the Arkeyans are really interesting. I like them as enemies. And the fact that this game kind of focuses more on them, I think is really cool. I really like it. So before we progress up these bounce pads, we're going to do something. Although, we are going to get a little dialogue.
Hey! Up here, Skylander! Just use those bounce pads. Come on!
Okay. Thank you for showing me all of them. I can see them all in one go, but that's fine.
To reach the top.
Okay. Anyways, we actually need to go back in that Chompy move. So we're going to be going this way real quick. There should be a boulder to pick up. There we go. We're We're gonna be going back this way, and we actually jump back into the Chompy Pit, and they will spawn more Chompies. So let's deal with these guys real quick. Now, I do believe the 10-year anniversary for Skylanders Giants was like a couple days ago from the day I'm recording this, so that's pretty cool. Now, we didn't get anything, by the way. We didn't get anything for going in there a second time. But if we go in there a third time, we actually will. I don't know why they did it 3 times instead of 2. But if we follow this Bone Chompy back in here, it'll yet again lock us in. But we actually will get a reward for doing this the 3rd time. As a kid, I did realize you could come back in here, but I thought it was just for, like, you could just beat the Chompies again. So I didn't come back in here a 3rd time. I just did it the 2nd time. I was like, oh, you don't really get much for it. So I never came back in, in here multiple times after 2. But we will get a specific wheel. It'll show us what it is. I won't explain yet. Luckatron wheel found. We'll learn a little bit more about what this can do for us a little bit later. But that is a wheel of experience, so that's important to keep in mind. The blue ones are for experience. Let's bounce up here. Here we go. Let's make sure I collected everyone, and we did. Okay, I'm not going to talk to you. Elemental gates. I love what they did with them in Giants. And they stay like this for a little while in the series, where they are way more representative of their element. Like, the life just doesn't have these, like, spinning trees anymore. Everything is overgrown, and there's a lot of life in them. I love it a lot. We also get a little bit of Spyro's Adventure music going on in some of these. Whether it's, straight from Spyro's Adventure, maybe a little bit of a difference, but it's still Spyro's Adventure tunes. I also love that about these gates. Okay. But this was one of the things I was actually most excited for when it came to Giants. Was just the fact that, like, I wanted elemental gates to just be more elemental. And, I mean, they did it, and I love that. I think it's great. Another thing to note is you do heal very slightly when you are in an elemental zone of course, in the same element. Okay. Again, I will not be wearing hats just because I don't really do that. I've never worn hats throughout the entirety of the series' life. There we go. We got the flower fairy hat. Yeah, there is more experience here, so I'm just gonna grab a little bit. Just grab a little bit. Nothing crazy. Although, I want that one, please. Thank you. Okay, we could just keep doing this, but we're obviously not going to do that. We'll keep moving along. We'll keep moving along. So 10 years is so long, it's kind of crazy. I have so many memories. So many memories. Of, like, just the anticipation of this game coming out. And, like, that was 10 years ago.
All right,
Frame rate.
Skylander. That's the Arkeyan Conkertron guarding the mine. He's the one keeping us all here. And believe me, he's tough. See? But if you could just break those chains that are holding him up, kablamo! We'll be home free.
Okay, and we can do that. And we will do that. But first off, let's go ahead and head to the left. We have an air gate here. Now, we will have some cameos, just like in Spyro's Adventure, where we will see the other new... I won't, like, bother with other Series 2s or Light Cores that are returning characters from Spyro's Adventure. We saw them in Spyro's Adventure. I'm not going to show off Light Core Drobot, Series 2 Drobot. You know, for a tech gate, we don't need to do that. So, we will have cameos coming from the Giants that we are not using, and the brand new cores that we are not using. However, let's go ahead and, since that's not many characters, that's actually, what, 4, 5, 6, 8. That's 10 characters that need to make a cameo. We don't need to necessarily focus on that quite yet. In this first episode, at least, I want to introduce some of our cast here that we are going to be using for all of the fighting and the actual main playing. And, yeah, we are actually going to be introducing to one of my favorite characters from this game that I just love so much. I love Swarm. I do believe Swarm has some mixed opinions. I've always really liked Swarm. I just like his personality a lot, really. I don't, it's difficult for me to tell which giant is my favorite. It's either Swarm or Thumpback. It goes back and forth between the two. I think Swarm is very fun, and I love his personality. And I mean, same goes for Thumpback. I really like the design for both as well. So it kind of goes back and forth between those two for which is my favorite giant. But our air representative for this playthrough is going to be Swarm. Originally, you know, I was thinking about maybe Lightcore Jetpack, but I have not played Swarm very much on the channel at all. I really love this character. I haven't played him very much at all, even in some of my own playtime. When I was doing my level research for giants, I didn't use Swarm for that either. Just because, again, I try to, you know, share the love for a lot of characters, even if they're not necessarily my favorite. So I have not used my boy Swarm in a very long time. So that's when I decided, you know what, I am going to be using Swarm. I am going to be using Swarm. And that's just a little intro, but we're going to let T-Rex basically lead on this level. It's not a very long chapter. I really want to give Swarm some more playtime. So that is why I'm like, you know what, okay, that is not changing. That is what really got Jetpack out of the running, is simply because I'm like, I want to use Swarm very badly. Because I do not use that character enough. Just like Eruptor. Same thing with Eruptor in Spyro's Adventure. Where it's like, I love this character, but I just try not to be biased, and I don't want to overuse the character.
You have trespassed on the site of our glorious temples. Return to your post at once and resume serving your Arkeyan masters.
Alright, and we are not going to do that.
You refrain from trying to defeat me.
Okay. So Computron's going to get a little angry here.
Unauthorized heroic behavior
Okay,
is
I want to make sure I don't... Okay,
allowed.
it's not here. We'll push these blocks out of the way, and we're going to just keep progressing. We will have another elemental gate up here soon.
Perhaps eliminating these enemies will reveal a bounce pad.
Nice, that's going to reveal a bounce pad, just like Eon said. We're actually going to walk back here real quick. Because back here we have an undead elemental zone. Now, I know what I said about using, hey, let's go ahead and start introducing the roster a little bit. But you might think this is dumb, you might not. But when it comes to this level, I like to uniquely use giants only. Because, I don't know, it kind of just fits with the canon. In my opinion, you don't have to. You can play any character you want here, right? You do not have to use a giant, but I like to. So we will go ahead and have our first cameo here.
I've got my eye on you.
Alright, Eyebrow is the undead giant. Again, if we see any legendary treasures or any treasure chests, those will be passed on to the representative of that element. Now, Eyebrow is a character that is highly requested for our chill streams and everything, and also when I was doing level research for giants, I actually did use Eyebrow for some of the levels, so he's been getting a lot of love recently. That is why I did decide to put him on the bench for this Let's Play, but he is a highly requested character. He seems like a very popular character among the fan base. We got a paper fast food hat. And Eyebrow is a very cool character. He's a very cool character. But he will be sitting out for this playthrough. We will thank him for his services. We will probably see him again. And we're going to pass the torch back to T-Rex.
Be afraid of the dark.
There we go. Alright, let's keep moving on. I think this is a pretty good introductory level. It really explains some of the mechanics, you know, of Skylanders in general. It also really, you know, shows, okay, here's what makes giants different. But it does so in a very efficient way. We're gonna drop down here. We got a legendary treasure to collect. So I think the developers probably learned a little bit that you can get so much money from legendary treasures in the first game. You get decorations and like different parts for something. Those are the legendary treasures in this game. They're parts or decorations for something. They are all worth 100 gold. Legendary treasures in this game are worth 100 gold in each chapter. We will learn what those do in a little bit. So a giant can just pick the thing up in the middle. That'll do the same thing. But if you're using a non-giant, you just attack the ring and it'll do what just happened. We'll pick up the last one to show that. Nice, good stuff, good stuff.
Your attempt to destroy me is completely unwarranted.
There is money here. We are going to be collecting all of it. Alright, we have to get all the stone off here. There we go, there we go. Press C, we'll lift it up. There we go. Pretty short chapter.
Run! Quickly, back to our village! By the ancients! We're free! You, Skyland. Yes, thank you. You have given us hope. Perhaps now, with the help of the Skylanders, we can finally bring down the Arkeyans so all of Skylands can be free.
Alright. Sorry, I'm a little thirsty. Not too shabby.
You see, Portal Master, that was only the beginning of a great battle. For the invasion of the Arkeyan Empire had already spread far and wide. To truly stop them, the giants had to face the Robot King and remove the source of his power, the Iron Fist of Arcus. Without the Fist of Arcus, or a king to command them, the evil robot legions fell silent. But this victory carried a heavy price. The giants were swept from Skyland, where they have not been seen. Until now. It is your finding them that has summoned me. Something evil is stirring. Skylands needs your help. But fear not, Portal Master. You will not be on this adventure alone. Behold!
So, what do you think of my ship, huh? She's a beaut, ain't she?
I don't know, Flynn. She seems more like a fixer-upper.
Yeah, Callie, she's got character, all right. Guy who sold it to me gave me a great deal, too. Seemed kind of desperate to get rid of it, actually.
Flynn!
Ahoy there, Hugo. So, now that I've got the ship here all ship-shape, what's your big plan?
Master Eon says something big is happening in Skylands, and we need to find out what's going on. There's an old hermit in the Outlands who saw something very important. You must go see him. Master Eon has contacted a portal master to send Skylanders and giants to help.
Well, I'll tell you, Hugo, when adventure calls, Wait, did you say giants?
Yes, they're back! So better get going. There's lots to do. Here's a map to where you need to go.
Well, Kelly, It seems that fate has brought us together again. Fate and, of course, my overwhelmingly handsome good looks. That's right. Here it comes! Boom! Although we first might want to stop off and pick up a couple of spare parts or two. Gotta make a quick pit stop before we shove off to find that hermity fella.
What do you expect to find around here?
Oh, you can find a lot of things around here, Callie. Maybe even love. Welcome aboard the Dread Yacht, Skylander. You arrived just in time, too. Here's the dealio. First thing we need for our trip is probably the most important thing ever. Now, I get it myself, of course, but because of a misunderstanding, I'm not really allowed to set foot on this island. Hey, it's a long story.
And I'm sure a fascinating one.
So if you could just, go pick it up for me, Callie can get going on some minor repairs, which I'll oversee.
All right. It was nice to get to see a look at the rebuilt ruins. We could see the Core of Light. We got to see Hugo again. Flynn and Callie are going to be main characters here, which we really get to see their personalities develop, which is great. Junkyard Isles. I will be talking about this chapter, obviously, while we play it, but I love this level, and there is nothing special about it. I just love this level. So who do we want to lead with here? I'm gonna go ahead and say, let's start with our undead representative. We're using Fright Rider. Now, I believe Fright Rider, don't quote me on this, but I believe I've heard he's pretty underrated. I think he's really fun, but I've heard a lot of people say, oh, Fright Rider's really underrated and should be played more, and then they, like, don't play him. I heard something like that on a Skylanders stream from, like, 9 months ago. Like, it was at, like, the beginning of the year, where somebody was like, yeah, people always say, and I agree, that Fright Rider's, like,
walls don't appear to be fortified.
Fright Rider is underrated, but they're like, but then, I mean, they still don't use him. You know what I mean? But I really like Fright Rider quite a bit. I think he's really cool. I think he's fun to play. He has really, just like Chop Chop, how I love Chop Chop's combos. There is a specific combo that Fright Rider has that I think is so freaking cool. But anyways, he is riding a skeleton of an ostrich, actually, and he is a jouster. There you go. Let's go ahead and drop right down here. We've got something to go. Let's see. Ah, we need a bomb. We need a bomb. You were gonna guess Fright Rider? Yeah. Yeah, he is fun. I do like this character quite a bit. I like his personality. There are some undead characters I do enjoy playing more, but I'm gonna actually not just say that I think he's underrated, but actually use him, because I really like this character quite a bit. Okay, let's go ahead and go down here. Why would you why would you do that? Okay, hold on. Let's just clear all this debris real quick. Okay, let's go back. So, another very nice thing about giants, and I believe we saw this in the first chapter. If not, if you're using a regular Skylander, you have to come and get these bombs to break these walls. If you're a giant, you do not have to do that. You can just break the walls, and it is amazing. It's so nice. There we go. Alright, unfortunate that piece of gold can't be obtained now because it's just stuck up there. Alright. Now, I am playing Giants on the Wii. This is the Wii version. The rest of the 4 games in the series will be all played on the Wii U. but we are playing this one on the
Using
playing it.
Skylander of a
We're playing the Wii
particular
version
element
on
in
the Wii
areas
U.
that match will give them more power and experience.
But this is the Wii version of the game, though. But we are playing it on a Wii U. And again, the reason why I didn't play Skylanders Adventure on the Wii U is because apparently the Wii copy of that game just does not like the Wii U. I've had it crash so many times. I've seen it crash for other people playing it on a Wii U, so I just didn't even want to try. Eon, by the way, introduces the concept of elemental zones, just like he does in Perilous Pastures. But anyways, I just have so much nostalgia with this level. With Junkyard Isles, I just remember as a kid, even though this is a pretty basic level, I just enjoyed it. And there's not necessarily a specific reason why, you know, but I just love this level. It's basic, you know, there's nothing crazy going on. But I think it's a really good level. You know what I mean? Okay, so we do need a giant here for that boulder. Let's let Swarm come back in real quick, just for a little bit.
Bring it the sting!
But yeah, and I also, the dialogue's great. Flynn being like, oh, there's a lot of things you can find around here. Maybe even love. And then he just yells boom as he freaking smacks into the dock. Sends a Mabu flying. I love that sequence. Okay, feats of strength are something that giants can only do.
Feats of strength.
One of the examples is pulling an island closer to the mainland here. There's usually some goodies on there. Most of the time it's a treasure chest. That does mean that there will be some treasure chests that we will be giving to giants, even if we're playing as a clone. I could have given this to Fright Rider, but Swarm earned it, you know what I mean?
I'll take it.
Alright. As much as I would like to play some Swarm right now, we are kind of focusing on Fright Rider at the moment. Ooh, that's not good. What's going on there? Let's try again. That does happen every now and then. But that shouldn't be very common, because that doesn't happen very much. But it does every now and then. And we are grabbing the first major important item that Flynn needs to grab. The octophonic music player.
Awesome! Now it's finally a road trip!
Seriously? This is what we came here to get?
You are right, Callie. Let's get serious. Look, our engine is currently just a family of raccoons. And that's probably not a good thing, right? Luckily, I know a guy who can sell us a real one.
Wait, up until now, this ship has been running solely on raccoon power?
Angry raccoon power, to be exact. In fact, better not tell the little critters they're being replaced. They won't like that.
Alright, we love our boy Flynn. Let's go ahead and go in here real quick. We're gonna see a very familiar face.
It is a great party to dance with Skylanders again, especially now that I have learned to speak your language much better. I am also here to grant you amazing upgrades. I can convert gold into magic, and that magic into new and enhanced abilities for you and all Skylanders.
Okay, so this is where we get upgrades. We're not gonna do any for now.
But return anytime.
I don't upgrade mid-level, although I think this is the only chance you get to upgrade mid-level in this game. Press minus to view the stats, they can equip paths, check the upgrade paths, quests, and then manage, such as like resetting them. Quest is not something I'm going to get into. Oh, well. Okay, anyways, so Monster Masher, you know, defeat 1,000 enemies, win 10 PvP matches, just little things that you can do, right? Upgrades, again, you can check the upgrade path. This is super nice because you can read these upgrades before you choose which path you're going to go on. You can actually read what they do. It's pretty nice. And it's a very welcome change. I really like Persephone's room. This is kind of like my favorite upgrade area in the entire series. I just have so many fond memories of entering this room. Really excited to see what upgrades some characters are going to get, because I love the roster of Spyro's Adventure, and I love the roster of Giants. Technically, I love the roster of basically every game, although I think Superchargers has some really good characters and some okay characters. But all the other 5 games besides Superchargers, I literally just adore the roster. And that includes Imaginators. I think Senseis are super cool and super fun. But, you know, the first 4 games really have their own charm to them, and the first 2 especially do. Mainly because that's when I was, you know, really young playing the series. There's 100 gold, by the way. Also, we saw the Bark Demons. I mentioned these in the Darklight Crypt when they were stump demons and they looked just kind of bland and weird. They didn't even do much damage. They are way more of a threat in this game.
Leave me alone, I say.
So we'll have to just make sure we're not overconfident fighting them. We don't want to take a bunch of damage because they do a good amount of damage. So again, Fright Rider will attack with the ostrich and with his spear. But he's also a jouster. He can charge ahead and point the spear forward. And it's also nice when you're just trying to get around a little faster. That's nice though, 22. Okay, although the Bark Demons do have the same damage. I mean, sorry, not damage, moves. They have the melee move and they do have the more ranged attack. They can also eat chompies, I believe, and will gain like 5 health, which really isn't much. But they can, it's an option. If we were a giant, we could just, of course, smash down that wall. Let's see, just want to make sure I don't miss anything. There's gonna be money over here. Make sure we grab that. Now, another really great thing about giants that it introduces is you can enter houses now. I think there was maybe an area, in the Darklight Crypt you could enter some homes, but you can like actually enter houses and stuff. There's usually not like a lot in them. You'll see some furniture, you'll see some barrels to break, and there's usually something going on, whether it's just a little bit of treasure to get. You know what I mean? But still, it's a welcome addition. Really adds to the exploration of the levels. We can see one of the legendary treasures from the first game, just chilling right there. Okay, we have a legendary treasure for this game. The Propeller Pilot House Roof.
A fine haul.
Okay. So we need a key. I'm an idiot and didn't grab the bomb. Okay, let's go over here, blow that up, and grab the key. And that will allow us to progress past this gate. We've got more chompies. Alright, we got some Drow archers. Let's take care of you real quick. There you go. Okay, we also do have a combo where, ooh, yeah, see, he did like, what, 60, was it 62 damage? 63 damage. We gotta be careful. Okay, we're not doing a lock or anything. If a character dies, obviously we'll still be able to use them. But hard mode actually has some heavy hitters. We're gonna have to be careful. That's a nice little level 2 there for Fright Rider. Just like in Spyro's Adventure, when you level up, you get a full heal, although that is not the same for all of the games in the series. Okay, snag that. That's a good amount of gold for him, and he got a level up. So we'll go ahead and take Fright Rider off the portal. Let's introduce our tech representative. I don't know if any of you saw this coming. I decided to go with Series 2 Trigger Happy, because Trigger Happy is a character that I was actually really in the mood to play. And I was like, you know what? Let's use Series 2 Trigger Happy. I think that'd be I really like the WoW POW for Series 2 Trigger Happy. So that's definitely a move that I'll enjoy using. And, you know, this is just a character I honestly was just really in the mood to play. I really like Bouncer. I love Sprocket. I love Sprocket. The main reason I did not choose Sprocket is because I play Sprocket all the time. I was wanting to give a character that I normally don't use very much some playtime, and I thought, you know what, I don't think anyone is going to expect Series 2 Trigger Happy. So this is our Series 2 representative. This is, of course, a character that debuted in Spyro's Adventure, and we're going to get to show Trigger Happy some love here. Trigger Happy may have not been able to help rebuild the Core of Light, only made a little cameo, but now Trigger Happy is going to be helping us in this Arkeyan adventure. Let's head to this other house real quick. That is another cool thing about, you know, like returning characters is, you know, we'll get to see some characters we didn't get to use in Spyro's Adventure. In SWAT Force, we might get to see some characters we didn't get to use in Giants, and, you know, and so on. Although eventually, Series 2s, 3s, 4s, whatever, you know, they do end after a Trap Team, and Trap Team does not have very many. Trap Team has 5. and some people will call them reposes. Trap team is 5, and that includes Gilgrunt, Frino, actually, which is a Spot Force core. Gilgrunt, Frino, Jetback is there. Hop Fizz is there, which is a core from this game. And then, oh, who's the other one? Oh, and Shroomboom, which we saw because of his Soul Gem in the past chapter. Let's hop up here real quick, grab another key. So Trigger Happy obviously can fire his guns here, which kind of look like Nerf guns. He can also lob a safe. So that's kind of neat. We do have a giant marker there. Let's go ahead and give that to T-Rex. We'll let Swarm get the treasure chest from the other feat of strength. We'll let T-Rex get this one. So this feat of strength is basically pushing big rocks to form a little bridge. There we go. And that'll of course give us a treasure chest. Yeah, that was kind of my thought process on using a Series 2 Trigger Happy. Now we probably will, again, Spot Force introduces Series 3s, which are the same thing as Series 2, it's just they have a different Wow Pow. We will go into what a Wow Pow means. It's basically just an extra move they have after their Soul Gem. Series 2 Trigger Happy has its own Wow Pow again that Series 1 Trigger Happy cannot get. Let's just go through that right now. Right, so we have these upgrades and everything. Here are the upgrade paths. Here is the Soul Gem ability. However, you do not have to get a Soul Gem of Trigger Happy because Trigger Happy did not debut in this game. Characters that did not debut in Giants don't have Soul Gems to collect. You can just get this ability. Okay, but characters that did debut in Giants, you do have to get their Soul Gem. And then there's the Wow Pow. Okay? Then there's the Wow Pow for the character. Series 3 Trigger Happy has this move, these paths, all these moves here. Series 3 Trigger Happy has. But this is different. Series 3 Trigger Happy has a different Wow Pow, and that's kind of how those work. Okay? That's kind of what those are. We will be using a Series 3 character in Swap Force, but after Swap Force, we are not going to be using any extra, like, series characters, you know, any reposes, because I feel like, you know, the point of them was really explained and shown in different, you know, we kind of showed the differences and, you know, what it means and everything. There's a bird in the shot.
While standing around and waiting for more chompies to come eat you is generally dangerous, there are those who enjoy dropping into special chompy pits over and over again. There must be some kind of reward down there. Or perhaps all of these people are just insane.
I guess that's a little bit of a hint towards the chompy pit in the first chapter. But yeah, so I do want to just mention, even though I am saying, like, oh, I want to make sure every kind of figure is represented. True, there is a Series 4, which is Gilgrunt in... Okay, well, you know what? Fine. I guess we're not going to grab that piece of gold. Never mind. We're going to try one more time. Even though there is technically a Series 4, again, we get the gist of it. We get the gist of it. So I will continue to use, you know, I'll just say repose. We will continue to use reposes in Spot Force, but then after that, I'm not going to make reposes a requirement because there aren't that many reposes in Trap Team, and then Superchargers gets rid of the series. There's no Series 5s or anything, and then neither does Imaginators.
Engine. That's normally quite expensive. However, I will give it to you for 1 gold coin, provided I can accompany you on your ship. Do we have a deal?
Okay, for 1 gold coin, we get an engine.
All right. You're selling us this engine for 1 gold coin?
Indeed. And if you wish to purchase more high-quality merchandise, please come visit my store, which I shall be setting up on this very ship, per my agreement with the Skylander.
What? You're putting who in the what now?
Okay, so we've got music and this engine. What's next?
Think our navigation system might be broken. It says we're smack dab in the middle of the chocolate ocean right now. That can't be right, can it?
Alright.
So if we're gonna find that hermit, we might want to replace it. Good news is the evil Dro have just the thing. The compass of ultimate finding. Bad news is they also worship it, and it's well guarded.
Okay. Let's head off. But yeah, I did just want to mention that, and I'll mention it when we get to Spot Force and everything. But But we will continue to use reposes in Swap Force, but I'm not going to make them a requirement after that because there's so few of them that were in Trap Team, and I would rather just kind of stick to the cores and Trap Masters there. And then, again, there are superchargers based off of past characters. Like, there's one for Trigger Happy. You know, you have Double Dare Trigger Happy, you have Tidal Wave Go Grind. I don't consider those a new series because they actually have completely different moves. Some of the moves might be inspired from their original, you know, design, but some of them might be completely different. I consider them different Skylanders. I don't consider them reposes, I should just say. I do not consider them reposes. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of get that out there, just so no one's like, but there's technically a Series 4. I get that, but you know, we will represent reposes in this game and in Swap Force. We have an elemental gate. Alrighty. Let's get a little cameo in from, let's see. Let's get a cameo here from the brand new core Skylander from the Earth Element, Flashwing. Okay, again, this is a cameo. Flashwing is not the representative here. And the main reason for that is actually I use Flashwing a lot for the level research because I don't use Flashwing very much. So I use Flashwing quite a bit for... whoa. Oh, I forgot Flashwing can also do this. You guys literally mentioned this in Spyro's Adventure as well, but I totally forgot. Whoops. Flashwing can also get rid of those, so that's nice. But the reason why I did not use Flashwing is, again, I actually used to not be a big fan of Flashwing, but using her for the level research really gave me a newfound appreciation for her. Flashwing is pretty powerful, has pretty good rapid fire projectiles that'll really kind of help with future Skylocks that we do. So I don't dislike Flashwing as much as I used to. I never really disliked her, I liked so many characters more, but I like Flashwing more than I used to. But since I have recently used her quite a bit, I decided not to have her as the Earth representative, but I did consider it for a while. Again, I really considered quite a bit of characters before finalizing the actual roster. Let's go check out over here real quick. Just some gold here. Again, just some treasure piled up there. You know, sure, it technically could go towards our Earth representative, but it's not that big of a deal. I like to, again, try to make sure every new character kind of gets shown off in some small way, at least, you know. And then once we've seen all of them, then it doesn't really matter. We could do a cameo, we could give it to the actual character we're using. It doesn't really matter. As long as they get shown off and they're in the Let's Play in some form, that's what matters to me. We're going to keep progressing. Now, we do have a treasure chest here, which means we will be also showing off our Earth representative. So thank you, Flashwing, for your help there. But our Earth representative is...
The beam is supreme.
Light Core Prison Break. Prison Break is one of the first Light Cores, if not the first Light Core shown off when they announced what Light Cores are. So, Light Core Skylanders are just like a Series 1 when it comes to upgrades. They are just like a Series 1. They don't have a WoW POW or anything special, they just have their Soul Gem ability, you know, and their normal upgrades and their paths. But what makes them unique, you saw that burst of light come out and surround him and just expand when he was first placed on the portal and came into Skylands. That actually does damage to enemies. It only activates once per level, so the first time you use a Light Core in a chapter is when that will happen. Then you have to wait until the next chapter. But that is the unique property of Light Core Skylanders, and also their figures in the real world, not in the game. Well, I mean, you can kind of see his crystals are glowing a little bit more than they would if it was a Series 2 or a Series 1 or a Series 3 in Swap Force's case. But the actual figure on the portal lights up. The Giants do as well. But Light Core Skylanders, their actual figure will light up when you place them on the portal. So his crystals right now, right there in front of me, are lighting up a nice green. And we have the police siren hat. So yeah, our representative from the Earth element is going to be my boy Prison Break. I do love Prison Break quite a bit. He is one of my favorite characters in the entire series. He might be a top 10 character for me. I love Prison Break. And I think he is like the perfect light core character to really use. So when I decided not to use Flashwing, it was between Light Core, Prison Break, and Crusher, who is the Earth the Earth Giant. I love Crusher quite a bit, but I have used Crusher a little bit recently. Maybe not as much as like some other giants, but I really wanted my Light Core to be
Tough break.
To be Prison Break. I just thought it was very fitting. I really do want to use this character in some capacity, so I thought, you know what, we'll solidify Prison Break as the Earth representative. And now we've got fire. We have a fire gate. So we will just say goodbye to Prison Break right there. Let's go ahead and get a little cameo from the fire element.
These spot burn.
Okay. Hot Dog is the brand new core character from the fire element. And the reason why he did not get chosen is the exact same reason Flashwing wasn't. I used Hot Dog during my level research. Hot Dog has also gotten requested a little bit on the channel, and he got a good amount of playtime, I believe, in the core lock. So, Hot Dog has had a good amount of playtime on the channel. I've decided to let him take the bench alongside Flashwing, who hasn't had a lot of playtime on the channel, but I have played, again, a lot recently. It's just a tiny little fire zone there. Okay, thank you, Hot Dog. Let's go back to Series 2, Trigger Happy. We're gonna let Trigger Happy finish off this level.
Yeah! No gold, no glory!
Alright. Let's head back up. Alright, last little section here. Also, Persephone's chilling.
Hello again, Skylander. I forgot to tell you something. This is a winged sapphire. When you collect these, I can create those upgrades for you with less gold. It's like a discount.
Alright, well thank you for that. And I believe I mentioned this in Spyro's Adventure, but why'd I push that? But I will mention it again. Winged sapphires are they can be found in the hub world, but they are also found one in every chapter, which I think is an amazing addition. I love that. I think that's great. But they just added, you know, a little bit more collectible stuff that can be collected in a chapter. So there's the Winged Sapphire for this chapter. There will be a couple that you can find on the hub, which if you haven't guessed by now, will be Flynn's ship. I do love Flynn's ship as a little hub world. I love Flynn so much. And I love his ship. I think it's great. Okay, near you. Let's destroy that. Let's make sure we destroy that right there. It's very important. Now, I don't believe we can destroy that. Yeah, we can't destroy that wall, which is kind of surprising. There we go. We're going to shoot those locks off of the gate. Now, it is important to shoot both buildings. One, we get some gold here, but the Lucatron wheel, which we will introduce when we get there, is in that other one. It's important to make sure we grab that. This one is green now. It's not blue, because this one's not experience. The green Lucatron wheels are related to health. So we will activate it in the Lucatron to increase the chance to get food from defeated enemies. This could be useful, but I really don't go for the health-related ones. I just find other ones to be more helpful. Alright. Let's get the assistance of a giant real quick. And we got another soul gem right in front of us. Okay, and that soul gem is for my boy, Hothead. Hothead has such a cool design. But with that, we're going to go ahead and grab this compass.
Wow, better than when I tried it.
Wait, you went after this compass before?
What? Look, I told you it was a long story. Point is, it's ours now, so I say we set course for the chocolate ocean.
Flynn, we've got a hermit to find, remember? It's time we get this little road trip on the road. Shall we weigh anchor, Captain?
Oh!
Alright, there we go. All collectibles found. 2 stars. Beautiful.
Well, it looks like it'll be a little while yet before we get to our destination. Sure hope whatever this hermit saw is worth all the hubbub. Meanwhile, why don't you make yourself at home and explore the ship some?
Alright, and like I mentioned, Flynn Ship will be the hub world for this game. I love Flynn Ship. It just has so much personality to it. So many memories,
Just wanted to thank you again. I believe that our partnership will be mutually beneficial. Speaking of which, follow me and I will show you where I've set up shop.
Alright, so Auric here will set up shop in Flynn Ship. Okay, let's collect our gold. Okay, here's a room that we can go into. This is Callie's room, which has...
This ancient device is the Luckatron.
There we go.
You can use it to increase your chances for rewards by feeding it lucky wheels, which are scattered throughout Skylanders.
So, the Luckatron comes with 1 bulb already, which is empty. I'm going to be using experience. Again, the experience one will give us more experience, which is great. It's phenomenal. The experience one, alongside another one where we will be getting, I believe in the next chapter, are the ones that I use. I use experience and one other one. Can't go down here yet. We'll learn what this is eventually. Probably about a little over halfway through the game, actually, we'll learn what that is. In here is where we can...
Hey, looks like you might have found something. Go over to the Visiogram and press the action button to attach it to the ship.
This is where we can actually use our legendary treasures. It'll help us. It'll let us change the ship up a little bit. We have the original paint. We can choose Starry Night, which I do not like how that looks, so we will not be doing that. But I actually like the propeller roof, so we'll go ahead and we'll put that on Flynn's ship. We can fly around it to kind of see the overall look. And hey, there's a winged sapphire. That's good to know. We'll need to make sure we grab that in the next episode. But Auric wants to talk to us, so we can go check that out real quick. Okay, so we'll go in here. And we have a lock puzzle, something that is returning from Spyro's Adventure. Pretty simple, pretty easy. More things in Flynn's ship will kind of open to us as we progress. Honestly, we have seen most of it already. But there's just a little bit more to it. Okay, this is the only time you have to do the lock puzzle, by the way. This is now unlocked for the rest of the game. And we have the game room. So we see something over here. The character who mans this station has not appeared yet. We will not have any business there, although we do have business here.
Welcome to the grand opening of Auric's little shop of oddities, curios, and assorted bric-a-brac in its new location. Is there anything I can interest you in?
Okay.
Excellent. Let's just see what items I have for you today.
There's really not much I buy from Auric. However, you can get a Luckatron bulb from him. The second one, actually. The other 3 Luckatron bulbs you purchase from Auric. The other 2 are in shops that he sets up in chapters. Not only is he here on Flynn's ship, but Auric will appear in, I believe, every other chapter in the game. And he will have unique items for those chapters. So yeah, he's also got some arenas for, you know, PvP. He's got some hats you can buy. He has a lock puzzle key, which will let you skip 1 lock puzzle. Could be useful, but that's 500 gold. I'm not spending that. I'm not spending that. So this Luckatron bulb is 200 gold. I'm not going to take that gold away from Trigger Happy, I'm gonna go ahead and probably take that gold away from Swarm. I'll let Swarm purchase that. Am I gonna be buying all 4 Lucatron bulbs? The answer is no, because this is the only one that's at a decent price. We're gonna skip that now.
Excellent.
This is only 200 gold. He does not have 200 gold, so that financial responsibility is gonna go on Tree Rex. I thought Swarm had more than 200 gold. He literally got like 2 treasure chests, which I know aren't very much in the beginning of the game. Treasure chests will contain more money the more you progress through the game. However, they don't get as crazy as Spyro's Adventure did. Hello, hello.
Excellent.
All right, here we go. We're gonna purchase this Lucatron bulb. There we go. So we now have a second bulb. I don't really care about the health perk, so we won't apply that. But as you see here, we have an undead gate.
Spear the spear!
Let's go ahead and attack that. If we attack it with an undead Skylander, it'll send it away. Now I've got life.
Be afraid of the dark.
Go ahead and just smash that. Then we've got air. The first 3 elements you get with the starter pack of the game. Air being Jetpack, life being Tree Rex, and undead being Cinder, which is the Series 2 version of Cinder, I should say. Which I've already said multiple times, actually. Behind it is some goods. We're gonna go ahead and pay Tree Rex back. Actually, I would like to give that to Swarm, but we'll go ahead and pay Tree Rex back. This is a kind of a good way to get some money. It's kind of like the totem money that you can get in Spyro's Adventure. After each chapter, though, more money will be behind there. And then, of course, at the end of the game, there's a lot. This resets every time you revisit Captain Flynn's ship. This is not a limited amount of trials, and then it's like, hey, when you beat the game, you can do it again, but then that's it. You can't do it again. Nope. Actually, my bad. I misspoke. It is not every time that you visit Flynn's ship. It's every time you enter the room. I thought it was. No, it's every time you do this. Hold on. You gotta go out. This is the way that you grind money in the game. It's been a while. This is how it works. Maybe you can't do that yet. But I know that you can eventually. I know that you can eventually. Maybe it doesn't let you do that yet. I swear. I used to just go back and forth. Okay, the game just might not let you yet. Maybe the game just doesn't let you do that yet. But that is the way that you can grind cash in this game, is just by entering and exiting that room. And again, it'll have way more gold in it later on. If you see anything any parts shaking or steaming, that means you can attack them. You'll get 25 gold out of it. I believe that is consistent throughout all of those. But okay, I guess that room doesn't quite respawn the cash immediately. So we'll check on that maybe in a later episode to fact check me. But yeah, a lot of explaining to kind of do. Oh, also Callie wants to talk to us.
If you're looking for a way to sharpen your skills while we're heading to our next location, I've got just the thing. Heroic challenges. They're tough, but that's so that they can make you tougher. Want to give one a try?
No thanks.
No problem. Just stop by anytime when you're ready to test yourself.
So, heroic challenges do make a return. I barely ever did them in Spyro's Adventure. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I've ever done heroic challenges in Giants. Maybe I did my first ever playthrough, but I remember nothing about the heroic challenges in Giants. That is gonna be it from this episode. We kind of learned a little bit of the history of the Giants and of Skylands, with the Mabu being enslaved by the Arkeyans. We saved them, obviously, with the help of Tree Rex. Swarm and Eyebrawl showed up a little bit, but it was mainly Tree Rex doing that. Then we went to the Junkyard Isles to acquire the music. We also got a compass, and Auric sold us an engine for 1 coin. Speaking of music, let's go check out the speaker real quick. It will play a different version of the main theme here for Flynn's ship, and your character will actually sing to it and also say their name.
This is your captain speaking. We have arrived at our destination, and if you'll stop by, I'll take you down there.
Alright, so You do not have to wait for Flynn to say, hey, let me take you to the next area. You don't have to wait for him to do that, but he will do that to give you a reminder of, hey, you can progress the game. Well, you don't have to wait for that. We do have upgrades that we might be able to get for T-Rex, and I don't know if any other character can get one. We're going to wait to do upgrades until the next episode. But like I said, those were the 2 chapters that we did. Junkyard Isles. It's just nice. I just like the music. It's pretty calming. It's, you know, just a very generic, but I like the generic levels in Skylanders. Perilous Pastures and Junkyard Isles are 2 of the most memorable levels for me, and they're very basic levels. But we also got to see some cameos. We got to see Eyebrawl, we got to see Flashwing and Hot Dog as well. And we also got introduced to our Earth representative being Lightcore Prison Break, our Tech representative being Series 2 Trigger Happy, our Undead representative being Fright Rider, Air representative being Swarm, and right here, the Life representative, which is T-Rex, which leaves the magic element, the water element, and the fire element, which we will be seeing those characters very soon. Without further ado, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. The Twitch and the Discord are in the description. Make sure to join up on those. Currently, our follower count is 7 followers away from reaching our goal of dropping 5 more emotes for you guys to be able to use on the Twitch channel. That also goes for me, because I cannot use them yet. I don't use those emotes until you guys get to use those emotes. I think that's only fair. Alright, that's going to be it for me, guys. Look forward to episode 2. Peace.